When I was around 7 or 8, my family and I were eating at my uncle's house. We lived in the city but would go up north to stay with my family nearly every weekend. They lived in a rural village near some hills with cows and horses. I recalled asking my dad to leave the house to the street and play with the ball. He let me, and by now it was like 11. I played around, and something that you should remember is that there or where I was playing was a good 10 meters from one of the little places the cows stayed at. They were sleeping, but I saw one wake up. It strangely looked at me, and a street light flashed onto its eyes, causing an eerie staring towards me. It moved to behind a little tree, where it let out a series of few moves like a cow would intentionally do. But the more it moved, the more distorted it sounded, like it had a throat problem. I looked back to see its head. It was in a weird shape, and I became confused. It started to raise itself and stand on two legs. I ran back into the house. I screamed, sobbing at my dad, but I couldn't form words. He simply calmed me down and went back to the road to find the cow back in its place, eating grass. My dad said I was fine and that I must have seen stuff, but as soon as we walked back into the house, I looked at the cow and it looked at me. Now I'm older, but I still can't wrap my head around this incident. I still do visit my family up north with slight fear. To preface this, I'm somewhere in the middle of a skeptic and a believer in the paranormal. So take my story how you will. I'm just recounting what I saw. I apologize for the wall of text. My dad is from a small village in southern Mexico in the rainforest, a very third world country type of place. No internet, no hot water. People still speak Mayan. When I was 18, we visited for the first time when he got his papers fixed, and it was a beautiful experience. The second day we were there was a Sunday, so everyone in the village goes to the church. We go start meeting people, and a very old couple come up to us and start talking to us in Mayan. We don't know it, so our family is translating for us, and long story short, turns out they are witches and they live up in the mountains, and every Sunday they come down to the church walking, and it takes them 6 hours to get there and another 6 to get back. I brush this off as we go home. A few hours later, they show up at our grandma's house. My aunt tells my dad, "You have to offer them something and they'll go away and leave you alone." So, to play along, my dad does this. He gets 2 bags and fills it with food and drinks. They go on their way, but before they do, the lady walks up to my mom and tells her something in Mayan with a big smile on her face. They leave, and my mom asked my aunt what she said. My aunt said the lady had told my mom, "I want to take you home with me and eat you." At this point, the whole situation is weird, and we were not sure what to think about this whole witch thing, but it's over, so I thought it was. At around 5:30 p.m., I was bored and decided to go for a little walk to the river 15 minutes away. When I'm almost there, I noticed it started to get dark and rain clouds started to form. I was already almost there, so I kept going. As soon as I get there, it starts to rain like crazy, and there's thunderstorms. The sky is now completely dark. There's no street lights out there of any sort, so it's pitch black. I started walking back disappointed because I wanted to chill there. 5 minutes into my walk back in the rain and darkness, I see a silhouette about 40 feet away. It was something on all fours, so I thought it was my family's dog. He would follow us whenever we walked anywhere. This would have been a pretty big dog in this case, which he was. I wasn't alarmed. I walked closer, calling his name out. And as I get closer, I swear to God, I see this thing start to slowly go from all fours to standing up. Keep in mind, it's pitch black out there, so all I'm really seeing is a silhouette. I'm not really freaking out in the moment. I think I was too shocked to have a reaction to what was going on. Now, getting closer, this thing is standing up and walking. And what would you know, as we walk past each other, I can finally make out what it is. And it's the old witch lady from earlier. From there, I sped walk home and never looked back. Told the family, and they told me these stories of skinwalkers there, but they never believed them. We never saw the old lady again after that, not even at church the next week. I don't know what I saw, but my guess would be that this lady is actually a witch and she can skinwalk.